Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and in this video we're going to go over a small Pokemon auction block through Golden, and as I'm sure the thumbnail and the title shows, there is something really nice in here. Now I'm going to start off with some of the other items. There's not a ton of items in here to go through. I did actually I bid this in the previous recording, but it kept showing my phone number, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. If it does, I'll just try to blur it out or something. But we've got a Charizard. This is from the original Japanese base set. You can see it's a pristine 10. In general, a pristine 10, that's the second highest grade that you can get from BGS. The black label means it has all subs, all 4 10s. So you got centering, edges, corners, and surface. Surface 9.5. Who knows? That might be just like something really small that the grader saw. But in general, a BGS 10 is going to bring similar or maybe a little bit higher prices for cards compared to like a PSA 10. However, that's not always the case. If it was like a WotC Holo, I would say for sure in general that's going to be the case. But if it's a Japanese card, a modern card, something like that, cards that are typically easier to grade because their condition comes out better, it's not always the case. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I did throw in a bid of, I put in a bid of 2,000. It'll definitely go for more than that. I may end up bidding again, but let's see what else they have. So you've got a Venusaur right here, an 8.5. You got a 9 on the Blastoise base set first edition. I haven't bid on this one. Sometimes it's good just to go ahead and get your bid in. That way, if there is some kind of extended type bidding that's based off of people who have bid prior to the end of the auction, you will have access to that. But I bid on the stuff, but a lot of times I don't even, like, I'm not around when the bidding process starts if it's live or something like that. Next up, we have a WATA. Got a Pokemon Blue. $1,900, 9.6. I think the A++ seal right there is a really nice seal rating. I don't really know. I think I've heard on Z&G's channel that a 9.6 A++ is better than a 9.8 A+. And you know, that's like counterintuitive to us who are always like grading single cards, because you think about the condition being, you know, based off of this number here, like that's the end all be all. But with this, you had the seal condition, the rating right there, and then you also have that, I guess, the overall grade or whatever. I'm not familiar enough with games to be partaking in that. Next up, we've got a Shining Charizard first edition PSA 10. Looks pretty good from the front side. Let's check out that back. Ooh, got some whitening in the top left. Some kind of squiggly going down right there. I don't know what that's about. Bottom left, again, we see some whitening there. A little bit of whitening there. Even some whitening in the middle. That corner's not too bad. So I would struggle to see this get a PSA 10 again today if it was regraded. Got the old cliche 20 million sub. Or is that 2 million? It's the 20 million sub. The reason people go off of that is because a lot of times you see cards that have that 2 in front that have these type of issues. You see it across the board though. You see it throughout. In general, you want to inspect the card. But I will say you're going to see it more prevalent during this time period, because this is when a lot of Pokemon cards were being graded, but they were being submitted at a very, very cheap level. So PSA, they did not take as much time trying to grade the card as if it was really high-end, and they ended up being high-end in old cases where, you know, they may have paid $5 to have this card shipped or have this card graded. And I know that sounds crazy, but back then I used to negotiate deals for under $5, and I've heard people grade cards as low as $2 before, so that's unheard of now. But on that bulk level, you could basically submit whatever you want because there wasn't much data out there. But anyways, I'm gonna throw a bid in here because it is a Shining Charizard first edition PSA 10. We'll just throw in one of these little click bids that I can do. Hopefully I don't have to verify anything. Looks like I do. I'll try to blur that out. If I don't, you guys don't take off on my phone number and send me spam. That wouldn't be any fun. All right, next up we've got a complete base set. And this is first edition. Let's see how the grades look. All right, so we've got a 9 on the Alakazam. Got an 8 on the Chansey. All right, let's just get out of this zoom. Got an 8 on the Blastoise, 6 on the Charizard. I mean, these grades aren't terrible. We got a few 9s in here. Got the Hitmonchan. Let's see what we have. Oh, there we go. That's much better pictures. So you can see the grades. Got a 9 on the Venusaur. Looks like the non-hollows are going to be kind of in the same ballpark there. Bunch of 8s, 9s. I mean, this is a really nice set. I mean, you do see some 10s trickling in now. That Nidoran. That's a Red Cheeks, Pikachu, Poliwag, Ponyta. Ooh, Squirtle with a 10. That's a good grade. Weedle with a 10. That's tough. Had a rare back there that was a 10. Okay, I mean, so this is a really nice set. You might be able to go through and calculate, you know, what it would be to break this set out. I'm gonna just throw in a bid of 10K. That'll put me in the running. I'm sure it'll get outbid. Accept and continue. That's why I don't like putting my phone number in things. You know, Instagram has made me put my phone number in, and it's required me now, and it actually won't send me the confirmation code. So now my accounts are actually less secure because I have to use a random phone number that I never use to be able to verify my Instagram accounts. It's nuts. All right, let's see what next we have here. Looks like we have another first edition graded set. So let's see if we can get. Oh, these pictures are different. All right, so there's no zoomed in pictures for this one. So we'll have to, you'll just have to believe me. Got a 9, a 9. Looks like maybe all of these are 9. So maybe this is a complete PSA 9 set. This would be definitely more desirable, mainly because that Charizard is going to be in 9 condition. Although you're not really going to be able to examine the condition too well, even with this little zoom function that they got going on. Let's see if the, looks like the non-hollows are going to be in 9 condition as well. So this is a nice complete set, everything all the same grade. Yeah, I foresee this one going for much more, mainly because, I mean, the Charizard itself is going to be worth around that $15,000 mark, and then you have all of the other cards as well. I'm going to be sure to watch this one, and maybe I'll come back in and put a few bids myself. And then last but not least, this is the one you guys have been waiting for. We have the 9.5 Illustrator. There's the swirl right off to the side. Is this the one that I've been hearing everybody say is a SWIRLISTRATOR? Alright, so the condition's 9.5. The front, I don't really see anything that sticks out that would make it not a 9.5. Let's look at this backside. Top right corner looks pretty good. Ooh, we do have a little nick right there, and the centering is off somewhat. Typically, you don't want to have a nick, but there's another small dot down there in the bottom left. So that's the one that honestly would concern me the most. You don't really want to see them on the sides of cards, especially on Japanese cards, because they have better quality. But overall, I mean, that's still a pretty strong condition card. There's the swirl. This has to be the one that people have been calling the SWIRLISTRATOR. So I have no idea where this one's going to bid. Let me just see if I can even put a bid in here. I can't remember where I'm limited. Oh yeah, so I don't even have the bidding power. I think my limit on Golden is $250,000. So I might have to request my bidding limit to be increased. Let's see if I can do that. I'll go back and do that at another time. We'll talk about this card. What do you guys think that this one is going to go for? I mean, if we just saw an 8 go for $480,000, you know, the 9 was supposedly at 1.2, but it didn't go for that. It was like 840 or something like that. This is a 9.5. You know, this should be a step up from the 9. Definitely a step up from the 8. For sure, not as good as the 10 though. I mean, there's only one 10, and it's PSA, so it's the most like collected registry out there. CGC, I mean, if there was a 10, a pristine 10, I don't know how that would even compare with a card like this. I mean, definitely the majority of the price is going to come from the fact that it is a Pokemon Illustrator and that it is in minty condition. You know, they've given it a Gem Mint 9.5 grade. You can see where the surface is at a 9. I probably would have said that the edges would have been marked down a little bit since it had that white dot before the surface, but I can't really see the surface. We can't see the surface. The fact that it's got that little swirl right there, it's got to be the SWIRLISTRATOR that I've heard other people talking about. But let me know what you guys think it's going to go for. I'm thinking it's going to be right in the 1 million ballpark, like right around $1 million. I definitely don't have $1 million to buy this myself, so there's probably not even a point to me requesting an increase. But who knows? Maybe I'll try to move some stuff around. I do have 12 days to figure it out. I don't know when this video is going up, so you guys might have a little bit less time. But yeah, this is a very interesting card to see. I don't know if we're going to actually hit the 1 million or not. I think it would be interesting to see, but I think that 1 million mark is kind of like a, you know, one of those mental things where it's like, you might be able to get up to that point, but once you start getting beyond it, it's like I just spent over $1 million, you know, on one Pokemon card. And we've definitely seen many of these come through in the past year. I mean, what, maybe 10 of them or so, 10 illustrators. So, you know, that's still not a lot, but every time, you know, one comes through, you know, it makes headlines because it is a big card. People have traded their entire collections that have been around in hobbies for the longest time just to be able to get to this card before. And I still have yet to even see one in person. So if you've been around and watched my collection, I generally focus on the English side of things, but still there are many cards that I have had a chance to at least see, and this is one that I have yet to even been able to see in person. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll do some more coverage videos like this if you guys continue to like this type of content. And as always, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks.